What's up everyone, welcome back to the Simple Dad. So Samsung phones are packed with features, but some of the most useful ones are the little things hidden inside apps like Gallery, My Files, Clock, and even the text selection menu. So in today's video, I've got 7 Samsung Galaxy features that I think are genuinely useful in everyday life. As always, if you like the wallpaper I'm using on my phone, just let me know in the comments below and I'll share the link with you. And if you enjoyed discovering Samsung features like this, please make sure to like this video, comment below, and subscribe to Simple Dad. Right, let's get started with feature number 1. First up, imagine you just taken loads of photos from holiday, a birthday party, or maybe just a day out. You open one of those photos in Gallery, and you spend a bit of time getting exactly how you wanted by editing that photo. So here you go ahead and adjust the brightness, you adjust the light balance, you adjust the exposure, you adjust the contrast, highlights, saturation, tint, color temperature, sharpness, and the definition. So it looks perfect, but then you've got another 10 or 20 photos taken in exactly the same conditions. Do you really want to manually make all those adjustments again? Well, you don't have to. Samsung Gallery allows you to copy the edits you've made to one photo and paste those edits onto another photo. So first, edit one of your photos exactly how you want it. Now once you're happy with the adjustment, go ahead and tap on the 3 dots here, then tap on Copy Edits. Now here we'll tap on Save, so we'll save this edit. Now go over to another photograph and paste those edits onto it. So open up the image, then tap on the 3 dots, and then tap on Paste Edits. And as you can see, it has pasted the photo edit to this photo. Now here's where it becomes even more useful. So you don't necessarily have to do this one photo at a time. You can go ahead and select a few photos like this, then tap on More, and then tap on Paste Edits. So you can select multiple compatible photographs and apply those copied edits across them, which makes editing a whole collection of similar photos considerably faster. So instead of trying to remember, I increase this setting by this much or reduce that one by that much, Samsung basically remembers those adjustments for you. So the big benefit here is consistency and speed. So if you ever taken a group of photos under similar lighting conditions, you can give them much more consistent look without editing every single photograph individually. So this is useful for holiday photos, family events, food photography, or even photos you're preparing for social media. So get one photo looking right, copy the edits, and then use that as your starting point for the rest. Now next up, you've used Samsung's AI photo editing feature. So maybe you remove something from the background or moved an object around or used one of Samsung's generative editing tools. So here I'll go ahead and remove this. Press Erase. Now I'll press Save Copy. And then if you notice the bottom left of your screen, you'll see this AI generated tag which has been applied to the photo. So maybe you don't want that label physically appearing on the picture you're sharing, so there's actually a way of removing this. So to avoid having this AI generated label on your photograph, and you want to remove something from it as well, go ahead and open the image, then tap on the edit icon here, and then tap on the 3 dots, and then tap on Settings. From here, find Object Eraser. Go ahead and turn this feature on. Now go back. Now go ahead and tap on the 4 dots and then tap on Object Eraser. Now we'll go ahead and circle what we want to erase. Erase. And now we'll tap on Done and Save. So now when we go ahead and look at the bottom left of this photo, you'll see that the AI generated label is not there. So this is particularly useful if you want cleaner looking images for something like a wallpaper, social media post, or profile image where you don't want visible text sitting at the bottom of your photograph. Just remember that removing a visible label doesn't change the fact that AI editing was used, so where disclosure is required or important, you should still be transparent about that. Now feature number 3 is for anyone who's constantly clearing out their phone. So you find a massive video or a file or maybe a photo you definitely don't need anymore. So for example, this one here. So I'll press the delete button, press move to recycle bin, and delete it. But technically, it's still sitting inside a recycle bin, waiting to be permanently removed. So now you have to go into recycle bin like this, and then go ahead and delete it again like this. So if you already know you never want that file back again, Samsung gives you a quicker option. So inside Samsung's My Files app, you can choose to permanently delete a file rather than always sending it to the normal recycle bin process. So that means when you're dealing with something you definitely don't need anymore, you can skip that extra stage and remove it immediately. Obviously, you need to be much more careful when using this because the whole purpose of the recycle bin is to give you a safety net if you accidentally delete something. So I wouldn't recommend permanently deleting everything. But for files you're absolutely certain you don't need it, this can save you an extra step. So to enable this, go ahead and tap on the three dots, tap on Settings, scroll down and find About Files. And now here we'll go ahead and unlock a hidden menu. So we'll tap on the version number 7 times. Now we'll open up the menu again and you'll see this new option called My File Labs. So go ahead and tap on this. From here we'll find this option called Permanently Delete option. So this will show a permanently delete option in the delete dialog. Go ahead and turn this feature on. Now go ahead and close My Files, open My Files again. Now I'll go ahead and open one of the documents. So for example, this one here. We'll go ahead and tap on it. Then we'll go ahead and select it. Then we'll tap on the delete button. On this dialog, you'll notice that it'll ask you, do you want to move this file to the recycle bin? So you have the option of selecting permanently delete it, or you can just move it to the recycle bin. So if I want to skip the process of going to the recycle bin, I'll select permanently delete it and then tap on delete. So the benefit is mainly convenience, especially when you're cleaning up large downloads, old video files, temporary files, or anything else taking up valuable storage space. Instead of deleting something and then having to deal with it again in the recycle bin, you can get rid of it immediately. Just double check what you're deleting first because you're deliberately bypassing that recovery stage. Now feature number 4 is one that could easily go unnoticed. So if you're reading something on your phone and you highlight a piece of text just like this, maybe it's an address you want to open in Maps, a word you want to search, or some text you regularly send into another application. So normally once you selected that text, you select copy or cut and then go ahead and paste it to another application. But what if the application you actually want could appear directly inside that menu? So the interesting part is the ability to associate an application with selected text, allowing that app to appear in your contextual text menu. And the important thing to understand is that we're talking specifically about text. So here if I go ahead and select the same text again, if I tap on the three dots, scroll down, I have this option to manage apps. So now I can go ahead and choose to open that text within all these applications. So here I have Samsung Pass, Grok, Translate, ChatGPT, Reddit, or Samsung Wallet. So I want to go ahead and put it through ChatGPT. I'll press done. And now I can go ahead and tap on the three dots and then find Ask ChatGPT. So you select some text, bring up the contextual menu, and you can configure a relevant application so it's available alongside your other text actions. So that means rather than selecting the text, copying it, leaving your current application, finding another application, opening it, and then pasting the text, you're reducing that entire process. You can just go ahead and tap on that application which you've chosen, and this will take that text to your chosen application. So depending on what you're doing, you could have an application you regularly use with text available much more conveniently from that menu. So this is one of those features that doesn't sound massive until you realize how many times a day you select and copy text, then move over to another application and then paste that text. So if there's a particular application you regularly use after selecting text, putting it directly into that contextual menu can remove several unnecessary tabs. So it's a small productivity improvement, but those are often the Samsung features you end up using the most. Now feature number 5 takes us into Samsung Clock. So let's say you're setting an alarm for tomorrow morning. So you want 7:20 or perhaps 6:47. So basically you want a 5-minute interval. So Samsung gives you more control over exactly how you adjust that time. When setting an alarm, you can change how the minutes behave between 1 minute and 5-minute increments. So by long pressing on the time control, you can switch the increment from 5 minutes. So as you can see, this is right now 5 minutes. If I long press again, I can change it to 1 minute of increment. So you can change the increment behavior depending on how precise you want to be. So if you prefer quickly moving through the clock in a 5-minute jumps, you can do that. But if you need precise control, you can use 1 minute increment. And there's another really convenient option. Instead of scrolling all through this time selector, just go ahead and tap on it and change your number like this. So if you already know the exact alarm time, just enter it directly. So the benefit here is simply having different ways to set your alarm depending on the situation. 5-minute increments are great when you want to set something quickly. 1 increment gives you more precision, and manually typing the alarm time can be even faster when you already know exactly what you want. It's a tiny clock feature, but it's really nice quality of life improvements. Now next up, we've all had this problem. You've taken a great photo and you decided you want to use it as your new social media profile picture. So you upload it and suddenly your head is too close to the edge, half the background has disappeared, or the crop just doesn't look right inside the profile picture. Instead of repeatedly uploading the image to see what it looks like, you can prepare it directly inside Samsung Gallery. Open the photograph in Gallery, then tap on the edit icon, and then tap on the 4 dots. Now from here, tap on lasso, and then tap on shape, and now go ahead and choose your crop shape. So circle, square, triangle, heart, or a star. So usually profile pictures are a circle. So go ahead and choose your circle there. Now go ahead and reposition that circle anywhere you like. So if you're creating profile pictures for app that displays circular profile images, you can get a much better idea of how the final image is going to look. And if another platform uses a square image, you can prepare for that as well, just like this here. This is great because you're essentially preparing the composition before you upload it. You can make sure your face, logo, or product, or whatever the main subject is, stays properly centered and doesn't get awkwardly cropped by the social media application. And because you're doing it inside Samsung Gallery, you don't necessarily need to download another photo editing app just to create a basic profile picture. And finally, feature number 7 is incredibly useful if you have family abroad. Travel regularly, work with people in different countries, or even schedule online meetings. So someone says, call me 3 p.m. UK time. And you're sitting there thinking, okay, what time is that here? Rather than searching online every single time, your Samsung phone can help you work it out. So Samsung phone include tools that make dealing with different time zones much easier. So here, go ahead and open up your Samsung clock. Go ahead and tap on the second tab here. This will take you to your world clock. Now from here, go ahead and tap on this 2 rectangles just next to the plus sign. And this will show you the time zone converter. So you can select locations and compare the time between them, making it easy to work out what a particular time in one country corresponds to somewhere else. So rather than doing the math yourself and trying to remember whether one country is 4 or 5 or 6 hours ahead, especially when daylight saving changes get involved, you can let the phone handle the conversion. So here currently it is 11:56 p.m. So now I know that in London right now it's 5:56 p.m. In Toronto it's 12:56 p.m. In Sydney it's 2:56 a.m. In Mumbai it's 10:27 p.m. and in Bangkok it's 11:57 p.m. So I can go ahead and change this. So let's say, for example, if I go 5 plus ahead, if here is 4:57 in London, it'll be 9:57 p.m. So you can choose the relevant location, enter or select the time you're interested in, and you can see the corresponding local time. So this is brilliant for international travel, arranging calls with relatives abroad, online meetings, live stream, flights, or even working out when an event in another country starts where you are. And because time difference can change during the year due to daylight saving rules, using a converter is far safer than simply memorizing the difference and assuming it's always the same. And there you have it, guys. 7 really useful Samsung Galaxy features that you might not have known were hiding on your phone. Now, I want to know which one of these features was your favorite. Or even better, if you know another hidden Samsung feature that I haven't mentioned, drop it in the comments below because I might feature it in a future video. And once again, if you like the wallpaper I'm using on my phone, just ask me in the comments and I'll share the link with you. So if this video helped you out, please like this video, comment below, and most importantly, subscribe to The Simple Dad for more Samsung tips, hidden features, and full tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.